So what you just heard was 521 inches, 8.5 liters of big block Ford. That's right, folks. We're going back with a Ford in the meat wagon. This weak ass small block Chevy just ain't gonna do it. I'm just joshing you. This is a pretty healthy little motor. Our first pass, we made a pretty good number out of it, and I really think we got the potential to go like 560s or 70s with it all day long on a nitrous shot. But it's got an oiling problem. We got too big of an oil pump in it, and it's wanting to push all the oil out on nitrous. It actually blew a valve cover gasket. I don't know if you can see it through them headers, but so I got to pull the motor out anyways and change oil pumps and whatnot, and I was going to go through it anyways. Now this is a small problem. We could throw a vacuum pump on it or something to help pull pressure out and change that oil pump real quick and be back racing. And like I said a few weeks ago, we planned to pull this motor back out. This is for Dad's Nova. I actually tried putting that 521 in Dad's Nova one day and the headers wasn't gonna work, but anyways, so we were supposed to race yesterday at Knoxville Dragway. That got rained out. We had to cancel. I rescheduled to July 13th, and we hadn't got our axles in yet. As you can tell here, we still ain't got no rear end. So we're at the point to where I want to just go ahead and get the rear end solid up, and while I do that, put the big block Ford in it. Now it's going to be just a little bit finding the parts. We got to find a bell housing from big block Ford to the stick shift, get a flywheel, a new clutch. The clutch is different, so it's going to be a little bit of a process. It'll be just a few weeks before we're back out, unless I continue to run the small block Chevy. But I'm just going to play it by ear. We're definitely going big block Ford with this thing, and it's going to be a handful out of the hole. So there she is, big block Ford, stock block, 2-bolt main. Everything we've ever had has been a 2-bolt main, but it is what it is. Got Edelbrock former RPM heads. They've been absolutely hogged out. I mean, they are gutted. Got a whole lot of that plastic putty shit in it, but head studs, single plane intake, 1050 Dominator. I actually bought that thing off eBay as a pre-owned model. It was like new to me. It was pretty expensive. But anyhow, got the distributor locked out. The camshaft in it, solid roller. It's like 715 lift on both sides. It could use some more cam. It's not all that big of a cam for this size of an engine. I think it's like 260, 274 duration at 50. But the thing falls off at like 6,400. I used to run this motor. We'll get into that in a moment. But think about changing the camshaft and put a better set of pistons in it. That way we can spray the dog shit out of it. But all right, let's talk some history. So, like I was saying, I used to run this engine. This is actually the first engine we ever put in the station wagon. I loved it. It was torquey as hell. It was a lot of fun. We pulled out in front of the garage on a 2685 with a shitty converter, and it would like pull a wheel, just stomping it. It's a lot of fun. I lost my shit, man. So the first actual pass this motor ever made in the car was at Digger Dive, and of course we draw one of the battered dudes on the property. This thing was on a 26.85, 8.5. We had a really bad converter in it, and it was on motor. So it done its job. It was fun. I mean, it made a decent pass. That was the first Digger Dive at Rockingham, so that was when everybody was having trouble getting down that track. before it did or die, we had a really crappy carburetor on it and had a hairline crack in it. So Jamie Bean loaned us his carburetor. Car started running good. So I'd ordered that Holly XP. We just threw the same cable back on it. And we noticed we was only getting 2 barrel with that throttle cable. It was good through the 330, but losing mile an hour on the top end, so it's like the cable was like slipping back off.
I can't see shit out of this thing. Pressing on, I guess.
Somebody care to wipe my windshield off? I don't know. I'm over here. The thing was still running 660, 670 with a 2 barrel, so I'm thinking that it's gonna run pretty good once we get the car lined out right. And now that we know what we're doing, it went 560, and the previous owner's car, it weighed 2,500 pounds. My car weighs a lot more than that, but I think we can get it real low sixes on motor. So we was at Rodwell, and we seen that throttle wasn't opening up all the way. So we drilled a hole and tried to get it to open. Well, that somewhat worked. You know, it opened a little bit better, but we still on 2 barrel. But that night, it jumped time. It broke the cam pin. We didn't understand why, but we went ahead and put valves in it and got it back running. And while we did that, I put a PTC converter on it and a nitrous plate. Well, that nitrous plate caused a lot of issues. So the carburetor got up higher, which put this in a bind. So when I got out here trying that new PTC converter out, it started stalling up. I come off a brake, the throttle didn't come back. That pitch of where the carburetor was higher hung this throttle like that. And when I come out of it, I done me a big loop-de-loop out there, a big donut. Oh well, almost a donut. It started shooting towards Gary's shop in this nice car. So I just cut her over and killed the keep. The damn thing run until it run out of fuel. So it dieseled on me, but that was sketchy, but it is what it is.
Push it back, car, goddamn throttle pump.
I'll stick open. It ain't open. Yeah, it is.
There you go.
I was trying to just stall the converter up, and I was like, damn, this ain't stalling good. And I let off the brake, and it opened up, and I was like, oh, fuck. Please, let me tore up. I just spit on the limb. Oh, dog eats.
My God. It's gonna be awesome.
Man, it feels good.
I bet it did.
It felt real good till I couldn't get out of it.
I laughed, but anyways. So I learned a lot. Don't ever run a throttle cable. Just run a linkage. If you're gonna run a carburetor, get a linkage because you can pull it back out. So remember that. Put linkages, not cable. Cut your hole, and you'll love it. They're much more responsive. They open all the way, and if it hangs, you can get your toe under it or something, pull it back up. So we kept running the thing. Finally, we figured out that the converter had bloomed over the years between the previous owner, a lot of passes, and my junky converter. I won't say what brand it is, but it didn't work good. But anyways, it just converter ballooned so much, it started eating thrush bearing. We figured that out because we kept eating starters, constantly starter. And then one day I just stuck a rock bar in it and felt the crank walk. And that explained why we busted that cam pin and all that. So I ordered a brand new forged crank for it, and we was gonna get crazy with it. That's why I studied it. We was gonna start spraying the crap out of it. And a boy walked in here and he wanted to buy it, and he offered me, a good deal on it. So I sent it down the road. We stuck the Windsor in it, and that's where you seen the meat wagon start running from, a Windsor with a 4-speed. Well, I got this back off the same boy for trading the Windsor and some money for it and the old transmission. So like I was saying earlier, I gotta get a bell housing, a clutch, and a flywheel. Big block uses at least 11-inch clutch, and it's gonna need a good clutch. So as soon as I get all them parts, we'll throw this thing in there. I'm excited for it because we're gonna have long tubes back on it and full exhaust. I like full exhaust. I'm not big on that open header sound, but now we're gonna have X-pipe mufflers coming out the back of it and a whole gob of torque. Like I said, this thing is making, with this camshaft, like 800 foot-pounds at 2700 RPM. I got the dyno graph somewhere at the house, but I'll probably put a little more cam in it because we're wanting to run backside and I want to spray it. But if I don't, oh well. But we'll still spray the dog shit out of it. We'll play with rear gear to calm it down enough to get it out of the hole, because this thing with a 4-speed is going to be a blast, and I am so excited for it. But the Ford fans, Ford family, you can be proud of me. We're pulling the Chevy out, putting the Ford back in it, and for what money I got, I want an aftermarket block set up, and I can't afford it right now. So we're just gonna go ahead and put a bigger block in it. More meat means more power, right? So it might nose weight the car a little bit, but we'll figure it out. We'll make it happen, and we'll get it working good. Hopefully it's a Haas. I mean, surely God, if I spray a 300 through this thing, I'll go 550s. If I don't, we'll spray a 400. But it'll be a handful. I'm excited for it.